If you've ever felt like tossing your alcohol markers out the window in frustration, then this video is for you. Today I'm going to show you how I went from this to this. I'm going to be following the beginner's guide to alcohol markers and color a picture step by step to see how these expert tips and tricks actually turn out. This book not only contains a bunch of super detailed tutorials, but also pre-drawn pictures at the end so that you can just focus on developing your coloring skills. I'm going to be following the tutorial to color this character in a sailor outfit. I'll be using only the colors used in this tutorial, or try to match it as close as possible to keep all variables controlled. As recommended by this book, I'm going to place some padding underneath the coloring page so that the colors don't bleed through. Starting from the skin, these were the closest colors I could match from the markers I had. I'm first applying colors to the cheeks, nose, eyelids, and ears to create a rosy, flushed appearance. Then I'm going to blend it outwards and also color the rest of the face. Finally, I'm going to apply some shadow to the areas underneath the bangs and inside the ears. Here's how my drawing looks so far after following the steps presented in the book. The next step is to color the arms and legs using the same set of colors that we used for the face. I'm going to first apply color to the elbows and fingertips, then spread it outwards and fill in the rest of the arm. I'm then adding on some shadows under the sleeves and layering it to make it darker. Similarly, color the legs starting from the knees, then blending it out and adding on shadows. For the neck and torso, first color it in using the lightest shade, then layer on the shadow to the top half of the neck and torso. Here's the completed view of the skin compared to the tutorial. For the eyes and mouth, I'm going to be using these colors. These steps are actually super easy to follow since we're just going to be filling in each area using the colors recommended in the book. You do have to be a bit careful though, since the parts are quite small and it can take some time to make sure you're staying within the lines. The hair is actually the part that I'm most scared of because I can somehow never tell where I'm supposed to color or blend. Starting off, I'm using the darkest color to outline the rectangular highlights around the crown of the head. As recommended by the book, I'm using the chisel tip, which makes it easier to draw lines. Then I'm coloring the top of the head, making sure to leave the highlights white. Using a lighter shade, I'm coloring the middle section and brushing upwards to blend it into the darker shade. Similarly, I'm coloring the rest of the hair with light blue, making sure that it's well blended. The tutorial for these steps actually provide really helpful visuals on the directions that you should blend to achieve these results. For the clothes, I'm going to be using all of these colors. First, draw on the stripes using royal blue around the edge of the collar. Color in the top half and use cyan to blend in the rest. Do the same thing for the sleeves, making sure not to color the white stripes. This book provides a lot of really helpful tips on how to make this look more natural, so I recommend taking a read before starting these steps. For the scarf, start with the darker shade of red and use the lighter shade to blend it out. Make sure you're only using the darker shade to color the areas indicated in the book so that the scarf looks more natural. Once you're done with the shading, use brown to add on shadow to the indicated areas. For the shirt, use light gray to shade in the creases. Make sure that you don't overshade so that the shirt still looks realistic. For the skirt, start with the royal blue and color in the darkest areas. Then use lighter shades of blue, taking care to blend the areas where the two colors meet. Once you're done with the base layer, add on another layer of shading to create a darker shadow so that the skirt looks more flowy. Use light gray to color the back half of the sock and use 3 different browns to color the shoes. As you're switching between shades, make sure to spread the colors into each other so that it looks properly blended. After following each step of this tutorial, here's how my drawing turned out. You can also experiment with different color combinations, especially since the book provides 2 pages of each drawing. The book provides so much more detail that I couldn't fit in this video, so I highly recommend taking a read for yourself. There are also so many other drawing tutorials and valuable pieces of advice, and I think this is definitely a great start for beginners. You can find this book through the link in the description, and let me know in the comments how you think my drawing turned out.